Welcome back to another episode of Unreal Tips from an Unreal Player. Today I am just dropping at a random location between Lazy Laps and Retail Row. And if you're the first person to get height on this thing and you get a good gun, it's going to be really hard to beat. Especially if the other guy forgot to do his chores before getting on the game. Now getting one kill is a good morale booster, but we definitely want more. And if I hit more shots, I probably would have more. Now that's much better, and even though I was kind of far from this guy and there was a head glitch to shoot him, I decided to stay in the bush just in case he had a gun, but he didn't even have one, so unfortunate for him. Now while there's some fighting going on in Retail Row, I do have a hammer gun that is like really hard to find, so I don't want to lose that anytime soon. And going into a city just increases the chances of me losing it right now, so I'm going to go on this little loot path. Now the next big key thing to do is just keep moving. I just had a big old fight here. I'm going to try to loot this quick and get out of here. And maybe avoid a third party. And even though I looted a little bit slow there, it still all worked out. Now I normally spam spray the hammer, but if you saw there, I was tap firing it. It's just a lot more accurate. I don't know what they did to Bloom, but it does feel worse on the hammer right now. Now I noticed a lot of gunfire over here by Snobby, so I make my way over there. Now even though these matches tend to have bots in them, you should always treat them like real players until you know otherwise. Using the auto shotgun like that isn't super efficient, but I can at least put some damage on him while I'm in the air, because an AR would miss way more. This speed light bot must really love this lake. Now one of the biggest reasons for getting rid of bots is just so they don't shoot you while you're just roaming around, and then the longer they're shooting you, the more likely you are to get third party. And if you're someone who really cares about your KD, it also pads that too. And yeah, it might be boring and easy to fight them, but really I think Epic does a good job of balancing between real and bot players. So when you approach a third party like that, you always want to take it from the outside. Sure, those might have been bots, but regardless, you should take it from one side of the fight and not jump right into the middle. Otherwise, you could get focused down and you're wondering, why did they both shoot me? Let's third party some more. Now the biggest reason I third partied so quickly using movement was because I didn't want to give this guy a chance to heal in case that other player that he limbed did any damage to him. Now that I've amassed a ton of loot in this area, I actually stay around here to see if anyone will pick it up. And as you can see, this strategy actually worked. Typically, as soon as you get shot by a third party, you want to leave, but I knew this guy was low and I wanted to finish him off. Now it's time to deal with the third partier who I'm sure pushed me. That was a really good idea for him to push, but unfortunately that Xillix 2 juice 0. Actually, that's probably like the third or fourth juice I've taken down this match. As you can see, I have not moved from this spot. I'm still in zone and there's still a ton more loot on the ground. Now, when you're getting beamed like that, you really shouldn't run out in the open. You should go back behind cover. He probably thought I was going to break that tree immediately, but it still had a good amount of health. One of the ways you can identify bots is that they kind of burst every weapon. They also will just continue spraying through stuff. Like sometimes they'll spray through a mountain if you're close enough, or spray at walls if they think they can possibly hit you. One of the best reasons to use movement to get to a fight is because you might land right on top of their head and they don't have time to react. And there's also a ton of movement and reload anyway. Another thing I've gotten good at is listening for elimination sounds and for reboots. I mean, if I just elim somebody and then I hear a reboot right after, I kind of know that that's probably the person that I already elimed. And if I can get the rest of their lives out of the game and get them fully out of the game, that's what I want to do. I also try to remember where balloon locations are. That way, if I hear one pop, then I kind of know what direction to head to find other players. That guy leads me to another good point. You really shouldn't heal out in the open, especially since he had bushes right there. Could have thrown one bush and then popped a heal inside that. With only a few people left, I'm basically going to stay around here. This is the highest point on the map, and there's a ton of loot around me, especially a lot of movement, and I don't want to leave that for anybody to get. Since there's not that many people left, I don't want to make the first move. I don't want to put myself in a position to get pushed by anybody and then get third-partied and then lose the game. Now, lucky for me, the other guy didn't push. Ideally, I didn't want to take that fight, but I just kind of had to. And since I'm full health, I'm actually trying to find this guy. I thought he was ratting as well, so I tried to look over here and see if he was hiding, but I didn't see anything. So I go back to the other thing I was talking about earlier about drops. I look at the minimap and I assume that he's probably going to go for that since he's not in this little room right here. And sure enough, he was definitely trying to go that way. If you guys enjoyed this video, let me know in the comments below or leave a like. I thank you guys very much for making it this far into it. See you guys on the next one. Bless up and frag out.